Hey, what's up, guys? It's Failed Fortitude here. I'm back here with XtraZen, Brandon here, and Action, myself, and Nate, we're just here because we saw. He's just here because he saw the movie with us. Action had to take care of some things on editing. Nate had to take care of some things himself, and I just needed somebody to bounce things off of because of how hyped we saw this movie.
Yeah.
So the movie's called As the Gods Will.
So good.
This movie came back out in about 2014. I really wish I had my phone with me. It stars Kamen Rider Forze's actor Sota Fukushi as the main character. His name is Shun. Holy shit, is this movie like?
In the beginning, it's like holy fuck type of thing.
Just literally, like right off the bat, like
you see like about a good handful of people just die, just boom, dead. Just you're not here.
So, if you're wondering, okay, so why are you reviewing a movie about what 2.5 years old?
Yeah.
That's because there's a new series that I'm going to be running, and honestly, it's not just me. I'm not going to just link it down to my specific playlist. This is going to be its own playlist that anybody else can put into. It's kind of like the dungeon discussion thing. Even though I'm starting off a couple of the videos, that doesn't mean that, Hello Green Eyes can't run one of these types. Action can't run Zip or CK. This is going to be a video series, Brandon. So
yeah.
Pretty much the way that this video series is going to go, it's movies we've either never heard of, but completely missed. Like I'm talking about, for instance, this movie.
Yeah,
I've never heard of this movie.
Same. Never heard of this movie.
This movie's old, so it's gonna be kind of hard because I kind of don't want to say we're gonna hold back on spoilers, but I kind of want to hold back on spoilers for this. To
get a full understanding of this movie, you got to literally jump in there thinking, okay, I'm open to anything because this touches base. This touches things.
Kicks off straight crazy.
Yeah, this is in my opinion. This would probably be in a horror flick. I would probably rate this higher than Saw. Because Saw, it messes with your mind. It makes you choose a character that you're gonna go for, and then it just flips it on you. Because off the bat, you get like a handful of people that just get wiped.
Let's start off. So it's gonna be semi-spoilerish. There's gonna be a part where I'm legitimately going to
now. If you have not seen this video, watch the video first, then come back.
Actually, I will. There's gonna be a point where we will give you that spoiler warning.
Yeah.
But
it'll pop up
It
somewhere.
won't pop up. The bare bones style is because I don't have an editing software.
Oh, cool then.
So I don't
straight through.
Yeah, but I will literally do like a 5-second wait, hey, you can't watch past this. But the name of this video series that I pretty much thought of it was about a week ago. I was in the I Know chat.
Yeah.
You're not in the I Know chat.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No.
Because
I just overheard you talking
in our
about
nerdy
this.
opinion, it's obviously, if you guys seen the videos, it's Kev, aka Action, Kim, aka Hello Green Eyes, myself, aka Fortitude. If you guys ever hear my name, it's Jeremy. Then you got CK, who's CK, and Mike, who's Zip. That we call him that because of his last name. And then, in a sense, I may be, speaking out of my rank, if you will. But honorary members would technically be Brandon and Nate because they are working with me on my current videos that I'm doing.
Toku Tuesdays.
Yes. If you don't know what that is, go onto the channel. There's a playlist. Right now we're doing Kamen Rider Gaim.
Yep.
We should be doing another video for Kamen Rider Gaim fairly soon, as well as the first 10 episodes of Kaizusko Sentai Gokaiger.
It's such a good series, man.
Okay, so the name of this video series, I know we started talking about the movie and then we got distracted, but my videos are typically pretty long. But the name of the video series that this is going to be a continuation of, it's going to basically be Coal or Gem. And Coal or Gem, like I said in the beginning, it's basically, you got those movies.
You have the naughty or nice list. You choose.
Yeah. So Coal or Gem, and it kind of goes off on like, a coal is a piece of coal, but if you squeeze it hard enough, it turns into a diamond.
Yeah, you can find those diamonds in the rough movies sometimes.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many movies that come out every single day all around the world.
If you like Monty Python, his movies, I suggest are gems. I don't know if anybody else
but it's like, I'm talking about like movies that obviously like you see like, a trailer of. For instance, there's a movie by Melissa McCarthy called The Boss.
Haven't heard of it.
See, that's either you haven't heard of it, or you're a Melissa McCarthy fan and you went to go see it, or you're like me. I was like, oh man, I kind of want to see that movie, but then like I just didn't have money, or I just didn't even know it came out. I recently saw it.
The new Ninja Turtles movie. I wanted to go see it, never seen it.
Like for instance, I never saw The Boss when it was out in theaters.
John Wick Chapter 2. Want to see it? Haven't gotten the money to see it.
Yeah, but this is like a year after it's been released, or like once it hits DVD. So I've never seen The Boss, and I was just happened to be on HBO, and I saw it.
I've never seen Kill Bill. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
See, I've seen part 1, not part 2.
I haven't seen it.
But I know on my Voodoo account we have that both, and maybe next time when I'm not working. By the way, guys, I got a job. I'm working at a pizza shop now.
Good news.
Yeah, I was gonna make a separate video, but fuck it, might as well just throw it in here.
Yeah.
But anyways. The whole thing is you watch a movie, and then you just give your honest opinions, spoiler free, unless it's like something like this.
Well,
I mean not spoiler free. Like you go wild on the spoilers. Like you don't give a shit. Like this movie. The movies are usually been out for so long.
This movie's been out for a while.
Oh no, I'm talking about in general. Like when I'm doing one of these videos, don't hold back on the spoilers unless it's a movie like this, because I can guarantee you, majority of the time, anybody who's running these videos will not give you a warning on spoilers. This time I will, mainly because of this how
amazing this movie. This movie is.
Let's actually get down into.
Okay, so the way the movie starts off is you're in a classroom. There's a group of kids.
Literally, you see blood on the wall.
Yeah, you see blood on the wall. You see kids standing there. Some of them have like blood on their face, and you're just like, oh wow, they just went through some crazy crap.
Like, what battle royale type shit happened?
What just happened? And then you hear Doru Nama, and you're just like,
pretty much it's just like Darumana doll, Doramu doll,
Duru Nama doll. Yeah, it basically what
pretty much. Have you ever?
How can we put it? Kind of like a Mr. Potato Head. If Mr. Potato Head had no ligaments. And had like a face in the front.
Honestly, it's a Japanese, almost demonic looking doll.
Yeah, it's a Japanese.
Well, this one is alive.
Yeah,
and honestly, I'm not spoiling anything on this part, because if you go to YouTube and you type in "As the God's Will" trailer, that's literally in the trailer. So this doll, it says Darunama. Darunama, thank you. Darunama has come.
Yeah.
And pretty much, it's basically what it boils down to, it's a really sadistic version of red light, green light.
Yeah.
So while it's saying this little phrase, its back is turned.
Yes.
And what nobody really notices, at least in the movie, is there's a button on the back of it.
Yeah, it's about like
and then there. Yeah, well, I would say like about that big.
Yeah. You know, size enough to poke it.
Honestly, I would say like about that big.
Yeah.
The opening, it's just enough to where you could just slam your hand against it.
Yeah.
But there's also a timer. We don't know how long this timer's been going on. I assume 30 minutes. It may have been 10 minutes. I assume
longer. It may have been 10 minutes. I would say 15 to give or take, because they were there for a pretty good while.
So the moment that it turns around and you move, and I can see you can get away with it. Slight hand movements, but you can't also say anything. Yeah. So if you say anything or you do a sudden move like that,
you die.
Suddenly your head explodes.
Your head just explodes, and
there's red marbles.
Just red marbles.
Like blood also, but like red marbles.
Red marbles. I believe it's clotted blood is what I think it is.
And I've seen these red marbles in a lot of other Japanese horror movies.
Yeah. I think it's something.
By the way, As the God's Will is based off the first section of a Japanese manga, and it's Japanese only. I don't even know if it's even been translated, but I know it's the first half of that that manga.
Honestly, I find it a sadistic game, but I mean,
it's so good.
It's so good. Like the beginning starts off quick.
Yeah, so like bunch of people are just dying.
It's just like,
and it focuses on like one character in particular.
Yeah,
and it's a guy named Shun, and he is like I said, he's played by former Kamen Rider Forze actor. Mm-hmm. And when I mean he wasn't just a normal character on that show, he was like the Kamen Rider Forze. Sota Fukushi. And honestly, I really feel bad. I don't have my phone with me, but I really wish I could memorize all the other characters' names.
There was one character, I think his last name is Sotamo, is his real name, or Sota.
Oh no,
Shota something.
You know what?
I can look it up on IMDb.
Talk about this classroom scene.
Okay.
And I'll be right back.
Alright, so in the classroom scene, you see a bunch of kids. It immediately throws you into a group of kids. So the main character of the whole thing is just standing there, and he's just watching people die left and right. And he starts wondering, how can we get out of this? Then he starts to realize maybe there's no way we can get out of this. But he sees a button. And the one that actually brings up everything to him is another student in the class.
So you're on the part where that his friend.
Yeah. So his friend starts telling him, "Hey, we need to band together."
I will say this: if there is, this is gonna go on spoilers. What I was about to say. So this guy, he has glasses. They honestly don't even give him a name.
They never touch base on his name.
I mean, they have like a little backstory with him, how he met Shun, and Shun was thinking about stealing a game from a store, and he pretty much says
they throw you into a flashback.
Yeah, and pretty much says he was like, "Hey,"
before it happened.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, if you want to steal the game, just bring it over to this place."
Yeah,
and walk around a little bit more, make it seem like you
a
don't
little
care.
Game store, kind of like a little
because the camera doesn't work, and then they just like, okay, now just pocket it and just act casual.
So they became friends after that.
Yeah,
they were just like, hey, you like the same things, and or we do the same things, so let's just be friends since we mutually know what each other do. Kind of like gain a trust a friend because you know that he does something. Technically trying to be friends with the enemy is how you're putting it. So,
okay, so after the way that happens, you immediately get down to like almost like a montage of everybody else dying except for these two guys. And the kid with the glasses.
There's now bodies laid everywhere.
Bodies laid and not only that, but you see a couple of deaths happen because they slip on marbles. Yeah. And you would think, oh, that's not fair. But
see, like, you're thinking, okay, so these marbles probably disappear. No. They stay there.
They're, like, in the classroom.
They're in the classroom. They're literally maybe a foot high. Literally
submerged. I wouldn't say a foot high. I would say
at least
like an inch.
As high as the bottom of the tread of your shoe.
Yeah, about an inch.
About an inch. About an inch and a half, yeah.
But,
so it's slippery. It's hard to
move. So the guy with the glasses finally figures out there's like 3 minutes left or 2 minutes left. He was like, hey, we need to push the button. This caused everybody to panic, and like I said, this is right before it's either right before or right after the flashback.
Yeah.
Everybody just starts dying because they're freaking out. They're trying to push the button. And like, it's just down to Shun and his friend. And his friend like bends forward and he was like, hey, let's do that technique we learned in gym class. I'm going to bend forward and I'm going to launch you flying. With my body.
Through the air.
Through the air. That way you skip all the marbles and I want you to press the button.
Yeah.
Does that.
At this point, the clock is counting down from 10, 9.
there's like 5 seconds left right before he actually jumps.
Yeah, right before he.
And of course, like any movie, the time slows down.
The time slows down, so that way the hero can do his thing, which I honestly
and this
like. It was really
tense.
good.
This was tense, like end of the movie tense. Like every one of these games, I guarantee you, is going to be like end of the movie tense.
It has a point where it's like, holy shit, okay, something's going down.
And like, if you are a very intuitive viewer, you will figure out how to beat this game.
Yeah, you'll start coming up with ideas
in your
trying
head,
trying to figure out how you can do this a lot better, or way better than what the other persons did.
Shun gets launched, presses the button, wins the game. Him and his friend. But it turns out whoever pushed the head of the Damaru, survives. Because immediately his friend's head explodes.
Yeah. And at this point...
And it's funny because they're like doing the thumbs up.
They throw in like a little, comedic laugh, ha ha ha. So his friend throws up
and the moment that Shun throws a thumbs up.
The moment he does, his head explodes. And the dude's head is gone. And he's just like this. And he's just like, yeah, you did it. You screwed me over, you dick.
Yeah. But like he has no head, so you don't know why he flipped off.
You don't
and
know
I'm
why
thinking he's flicking off the Dormammu.
Yeah, the Dormammu dolls. Yeah, that's what I feel he's doing. But it's funny.
At this moment, it doesn't really matter because Shun wins. Has a flashback on how this game began.
Yeah.
Like his home life and how it began, and it goes into where the teacher is making fun of Shun for sleeping in class. He was like, hey, just go back to sleep. Don't even bother with it.
And the teacher
dies. Yeah, he just dies because suddenly this damn doll just lands up on his head. Very next thing you see after this flashback is Ichika.
Yeah, no.
That's her name. Ichika.
I thought it had an A.
Yeah, Ichika.
Oh,
okay. She is a very beautiful girl.
Yeah,
hold on. I actually looked up who played her. Give me a moment.
She was
played.
Very.
Nope, that's not it.
That's not her.
Yeah, it's Ichika Akamoto, and she was played by Hirona Yamazaki.
Very good
oh
actor.
My god, like this
very
actress.
Let
me see if I can like.
She can cry on demand, which is really good. In my list of actors...
Let me see if I can... if you guys can see that.
Yes,
that is her. Oh my god, like this woman is...
very good at acting. I mean...
She is 22 right now.
She is so good. I could honestly put her in my top 10 favorite actors list because...
She sold her performance.
She sold it. The tears that she brings, the drama.
I don't even think she really shed tears.
She did. She shed tears.
Oh, no, at the end.
Yes, towards the end.
Well, again, we're jumping ahead.
Yeah, we're jumping ahead, but with that one comment. But my main point is she's a really good actor. There is the best supporting actor I could possibly think. The best.
Well, let's get back to the story.
Yeah.
So Ichika ends up and she was like, Shun, just starts talking revealing that she survived her class. So it looks like every classroom had to play this game.
They had a survivor.
Not everybody was surviving.
No, they had a survivor. One survivor of each class.
But I don't even think that was even the case because what about the people who didn't figure it out? So I'm assuming whoever survived from those classes ended up going to game 2.
Yeah.
Game 2 involved a cat and mouse type game. And you know those lucky cats that you always see
the ones that you put in money and then you pull the hand and their eyes spin.
Yeah, it's literally just like one of those ceramic cats that you see from a Chinese restaurant, Japanese restaurant.
Very big.
By the way, aside from the first doll, the head, which almost looked very practical effect, almost looked like a really good puppet.
Yeah.
Everything else is every one of these creatures is CGI.
It's CGI,
and it's not the best CGI. You could obviously tell
in the third game, it's not the best CGI. It really isn't. It's more cartoonish.
But
I wouldn't say cartoonish. It would be more abstract. It's abstract.
But even then, it's not even the best CGI.
But it's the movie.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Each
good enough
game
to fit.
has its own fit in each scenario. That's how I feel. Like each one had a specific writer and a specific designer
for all
and
we know,
style type. Like but, that's what I feel that happened.
Like the CGI wasn't the best because you could obviously tell. Like good CGI is when you cannot tell if it's fake or not. This was obviously you could tell it's fake.
It's like
but
it's copy paste.
It fits the movie because all these actors
played their part
so well that you feel like it's them.
Yeah, like you're like, holy shit, they're seeing some screwed up.
It was almost like a dark Roger Rabbit kind of deal.
Yeah,
like, you know
very, very dark Roger Rabbit.
Because you know it's a cartoon, and like, you know they're not interacting with anything.
Now I know what it's like with a tall tale type thing. The person depicted on how they play their character.
Okay, so
it is too good.
In this game, the game is they need to get this.
They need to get
the cat's
bell.
Missing its bell, and if you've ever seen one of those cat statues, it has a bell around its neck.
The actual depiction of what it said to with the bell in hand, make sure that it gets put on the neck for the game to end or something.
It's fit the cat's bell.
Fit the cat's bell
to end the game.
To end the game. Yeah.
So
it's basically playing basketball.
You see a couple of students in mouse costumes,
and you see some that are not in mouse costumes.
And the president of the school is like, "No, I demand you get in these costumes." And then once the game begins, and I'll say this: the president had a good point. He said, "Put on the costumes. You don't know if this is going to be against the rules or not."
Yeah. So logically speaking, you would put on the suit because it's like, okay, we don't know if we're going to die if we don't
have these suits.
Like if we don't play, we may die. So they immediately
some of them put them on, some of them don't.
Yeah. So you have two groups. You have groups that don't have them, groups that have them.
And let's just be honest, these mouse costumes are they're ridiculous.
They are so ridiculous. It is like, why are they?
It's comical.
Very comical.
They even poke fun of it inside the movie.
Yeah,
too.
They do. They poke fun of it hardcore. There's about 2 good scenes where they're just poking.
So the scene's going on, and the cat comes out.
Yeah.
And
the first person to die is the closest one to the president.
And it happens to be a mouse.
Yeah, and so
all these kids who are wearing the mouse costumes are dying. Well, for some reason, the kids in the school uniforms aren't.
They're not dying. So they're like, okay, well maybe this has.
That's
to do
when they
with
figure out, like, take off the mouse costumes.
No. Beforehand, the guys, the group that doesn't have the mouse uniforms. One of them grabs a basketball and tries to see if he could make it into the hoop. Makes it into the hoop. He's like, okay, I can do this.
I've been training my whole life.
I've been training
He's having like
for a
this
while.
Like motivation sequence. Like, you feel like this dude's going to be like a very important character.
Yeah, they make you feel like this is the main character. He just got initiated into everything. He's giving you a flashback.
Well, he doesn't even get a flashback. He's just everybody says my days are lazy. I've been practicing.
He's basically monologuing himself.
Yeah, he's talking I shoot 500 hoops a day.
Like, he's getting really hype, and you're just
he gets the bell.
He throws it, and
he was like, I did it.
It does.
Because it literally arcs perfectly.
Yeah, and the way that this the way that this arc in this movement actually happened was really good. It was more of like they build you up to it. So it's like it goes slow-mo.
Like you could play Chariots of Fire at that moment.
Yeah, like he shoots it up,
and
slow-mo happens.
Here it is.
Slow-mo happens, it's about to go, and then the cat goes, nope. No, you're not making it. It's not going to be this easy.
And the only thing he says is like, you can move your hands. Kills him right then and there.
Kills him instantly. She looks down at him.
The bell.
Grabs the bell with one hand and just goes like this. And chunks it.
Hitting the dude in the chest.
He gets sent flying.
Hits the wall.
The equivalent to this scene is like Goku getting hit with a Kamehameha and just going like this.
Yeah.
Back and just slamming himself through
just imagine a character
mountain.
From Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, just going through a mountain. That's what happened.
But he just hits the wall. He indents the wall.
Everything.
And coughs out blood. He's dead.
He's dead.
So that's at this point. That's when they were like, they realized like everybody who's a mouse is getting killed.
Everyone's that's a mouse.
Okay, so take off the costumes. They do that, and then they start freaking out. Like this one dude starts freaking out, and that's when one of the cat realizes, okay, so there's no more mice. I'll kill everybody else instead.
Yeah,
So it starts killing anybody at this point.
But for a while there, it was like, okay, it doesn't notice anybody, so the main character's like, okay, so...
We won.
We won, basically. And since the guy starts freaking out, and he starts going
there's some
at everyone...
dude, like, again, in any movie, it doesn't matter, Japanese, Bollywood, anything, there's always that one dude in a horror movie that just won't shut the fuck up.
And he's just there to progress the story, but the story never gets progressed because he always trying to stop it.
So the guy, the loudmouth dies, and so many other people are just dying left and right.
Just dying left and right because of his ill will. And so they're just like, oh God, what do we do? Maybe we can't win.
Shun and Ichika.
No, Shun is the only one that puts on the suit.
Oh no, he puts on the suit.
Yeah, he puts back on the mouse suit.
And he starts scratching the back because he
realizes, starts running away.
Like when he's running away with the mouse suit to get, he saves Ichika because she's about to die.
Yeah. He
puts on the suit and he knows, like, okay, if he sees a mouse, he's going to go after a mouse first.
Yeah.
So
he starts
running away, and then he starts hearing a female voice saying, my back itches. It's so itchy. Please scratch it so I can go to sleep.
At this point...
And he's like... Wait,
if you have
he's like literally listening. He was like, what? What the hell?
At this point...
And then like he notices that the cat's saying something. Yeah. So he takes off the head, and all he hears is, meow, meow, meow. My back is itchy. My back is itchy. Meow, meow. My back is itchy. And he realizes, like, the mouse suits let me hear what the cat is saying. So even though it targets him, he understands how to beat this game.
Yeah. So the cool thing that I like about this game is the fact that it does a play on a lot of things. Because you have here a character that's going to go out of his way to save his friends, but at the same time you have another character...
Well, he's not introduced yet.
Yeah. What you have like another character like Ichika that is playing the damsel in distress, but she doesn't really seem to be...
But she's not trying to.
She's not trying to be the damsel in distress.
You see like a fucking building-sized tall cat.
Yeah.
Killing everybody.
What's insane about this whole thing that's going on is no one's figuring out, okay, maybe we should help him. The only one that figures out is like, okay, so he's going to try scratching the back. He goes and starts scratching the back. But the only one that follows him is Ichika.
Yeah.
And then, so she starts scratching the back. And everybody else starts to join in. Then you got the other loudmouth.
No, not the loudmouth yet. So it's like 3 girls.
Yeah, 3 girls.
And that's including Ichika. You also see, the president, I want to say.
The president lived at this point.
The president was still alive. 3 other guys. And apparently there's a 4th one. Nobody saw him where he came from.
No one saw him in there at all.
Unless, like, he was, like, just hidden well.
You see him, though.
Like, in the beginning.
You see him in the beginning. He was in the flashback. It's, the main character's walking up and he's talking to his friend in the glasses. And he says, oh, it looks like they're having fun. And you just see this one guy just beating the hell out of these kids. Just for no apparent reason. Well,
yeah, his character's name was Sataki.
Sataki. He is...
Yeah, I want to say it's Sataki because
he's really, really good play as a character.
Well, we'll talk about his character.
Yeah, his character is really good. We'll talk
about the actor's really well in this role, but... So, you don't see this character Sataki...
You don't.
At all. Until, like, the very last scene of this thing. Yeah. So... The cat's asleep at this point because it lived up to its word. Scratch my back
and I go to sleep.
Because it itches and I'll go to sleep. So, okay, we just need to get
so,
Shun is like, okay, we just need to get the bell.
They go to sleep. The cat goes to sleep.
We just need to get the bell, attach it, and we win.
Yeah.
The president is just losing his shit.
He's just yelling. He's mad.
But not just that. Not just that. Everybody's arguing because they think it's the same type of rule as the first game, where the person who puts the bell into the hoop would be the winner. So what ends up happening was their arguing starts waking up the cat. President's the first one to go, and a couple of other people.
Everyone that's fighting over the ball is
except for 2 boys, a girl,
and another guy.
No, it's 2 boys, a girl. Because remember, we ended up seeing their bodies in the ground.
Oh, that's right.
But 2 boys, a girl, really cute girl, by the way.
Yes.
And that really has nothing to do with the story. It's just like I just found her attractive. Ichika, Shun, and then you end up finding out Sataki lived also. So you see a busted up ball, and I immediately knew what they were gonna do.
Yeah. So
he grabs the ball. He takes Ichika
with him
to like this like sports closet wall.
And at this point, everyone's like, "Hey, don't let them escape," because they're thinking they're trying to run on them.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh wow, we just got left with this giant cat to deal with."
So what they ended up doing was like, "Hey, we have a 50-50 shot on this."
Yeah.
It obviously let the basketball go in, but it didn't let the bell go in. If we can fool it into thinking that the basketball that we're tossing
we're tossing a basketball.
You know, maybe we can toss the bell.
Yeah.
So the idea was
we're gonna trick the cat.
We're gonna trick it. So the little scene it shows.
50 shot.
Yeah. What the scene shows is them wrapping the mouse costume around the bell and around the basketball, and so they both run in kind of like a crossing pattern, and they both toss it.
The cat thinks,
but the cat sees
one of the
Shun's ball get exposed, and so it's a basketball.
The cat
and he was
thinks,
like, "Oh no, you did it."
The cat thinks, "Okay, that's the basketball. The other one is the real one."
Smacks the girl.
Smacks the girl. Smacks the ball, and the cat goes, "You lost," basically.
And then you see the basketball bounce.
You see the basketball bounce.
And then that's when you realize, that's why he got the broken basketball. He was like, "I fooled you, you idiot!" And tosses the ball.
Yeah,
it was almost like a good arc too, because you see it unravel out of the broken basketball case, the bell, and it clicks the board. It clicks. It
hits the rim. It hits the rim. Bounces
off. And then out of nowhere, that's when you see
we lost.
Sataki grab it and slam dunk it.
Yes.
The game's over.
They thought they had lost, and they see that another
and they're just like,
just
no, we're dead now. Then that's when the cat starts shaking, powers down, and says, "Okay,
here's the ones."
He says the names of the winners. So he says, Shun, Ichika, Sataki. All three of you are the winner, and they were like, "Wait, 3? There's
Why is there only
6?
3?"
And like you see. Sataki with a fucking samurai sword. He pulled that shit out of nowhere. Just stabbed
every single one of them.
Yeah, he killed the other 3.
They were supposed to live. Everyone that was there was supposed to live. But he killed every single one of them.
His mentality is, I'm bored with this earth.
This is what I was supposed to be born in. Basically.
Yeah, he was like, I'm supposed to be a god's child to take out the weak. So you go into game 3. Mm-hmm. Game 3 is
my favorite out of all of them. I didn't like the ending and how it portrayed, but it was really good.
Well, Game 3 is...
Game 3 is basically truth.
No, that's Game 4. There's 5 games.
Oh, Game 3 is you have to figure out
which one of these...
It's like a suicidal game of Duck, Duck, Goose. Except if Duck, Duck, Goose, you had to guess who's behind you, and if not, you die. It really sucks.
Yeah. It's literally
suicidal game of
these
Duck,
4
Goose.
Dolls, and they're singing
kind
a
of
song.
like the wax stampers from back in the day, kind of looking dolls.
And they say like a 10-second. Well, what you assume is supposed to be a 10-second.
It is. And they say that in the front. They said we will give you 10 seconds to guess who's behind you.
No, we're going to sing for 10 seconds. We'll stop.
Then you have
10 seconds
to think who's behind you. And we'll ask you who's behind you. If you
get
it wrong,
like, just imagine if it's action right here. Action's in the middle. Then it's Kim, myself, Zip, and Brandon. We sing this song like Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. After we're done, the main person will be like, okay, who's behind you?
And mind you, you're blindfolded, so it makes it even more difficult.
I mean, the way that I pictured how I could get this is technically you saw them before blindfolding them. Yes. Whoever's in front of you,
they also speak their names. They speak their names to you before the game. So if you pay attention, they actually say their names.
So again, it would be like Brandon, Jeremy, Zip, Kim.
we would like to play a game with you.
And then it zooms around. Let's say I'm in the back. But and Kev were to say Brandon, Kev's dead. But if he said Jeremy, he wins.
And I don't mean they it's a gush of blood type death.
It's not.
No, they lobotomize you to the point where there's no scar, and then they put control of your body
and they do something
kill you with your own body.
So there are 2 deaths in this game. Yes. We won't spoil how these deaths are.
These deaths are gruesome. Yes. They are gruesome.
But you also meet a new character that you're going to grow to get accustomed to. I do not remember her name, but she is a cute, almost like girl next door kind of character.
I would say if you read a lot of manga or you watch a lot of anime, she's basically the girl that the main character really fell in love with when he was really young. And she moved away.
Yeah, and that's actually what happened.
Yeah, and she's just been gone.
And her backstory, it shows that she was going to commit suicide, and he saved her, but not in you're more important than the world to me. No, he's just throwing fucking cups.
He's grabbing clay pots, tossing them, destroying them, grabbing statues and tossing them to the wall and breaking them, grabbing ceramic bowls.
And he was like, "Do you want to do this?
Do you want to try this? I mean, I do this when I'm pissed." And she just
grabs
does
it, and she ends up living.
It. And the moment she starts tossing it, she starts crying because she's releasing her pain.
Yeah,
and it's such a good scene.
You can tell from that moment, she was gonna be in love with him, but she
also
came off as I'm super shy,
super duper shy, man, super shy. Girl next door, straight up doesn't innocent to hell.
Yeah, you would be her first kiss. And she could be 28.
Yeah, and she'd be like, "Oh God, I can't do this. You have to take responsibility," type thing. It's insane. It's insane.
That's how cute and innocent this girl is. But she doesn't play this game.
She doesn't know.
Before they choose her,
the main protagonist,
Shun says, "No, I want to take a place," and they're like, "Are you sure?" And the way they talk,
but the way they said it was "Oh." This is very interesting. This makes the game more fun.
Yes.
We weren't thinking you were going to do this.
So the game plays.
Sure, you'll play.
The game plays, and obviously when you're the protagonist, you're going to survive all the way to the end.
Yeah.
So he's listening to the thing, and then the game ends, and he pretends to be freaking out.
Well, yeah, he pretends to be freaking out.
But then right before the person who says, "Well, time is up. You didn't choose. We're gonna do it." Before she even finishes, he was like, "It's the one." He says the name right behind me, like Fukushi. He was like, "It's Fukushi behind me," and she was like, "Wait, no, you can't win. Time's up."
Yeah,
and he was
like,
"Nah, bullcrap." He pulls out his phone. He was like, "You stopped the song at 6 seconds. That means I have 4 seconds to answer. The moment I heard your voice, I knew where you were." And after seeing you play this game a couple of times,
because he recorded her voice, this goo is hella savage. He recorded her voice, remembered what it sounded like, and played them so well. Because I think he played her voice saying "time's up," so they stopped at 6 seconds before the game was done.
No, the game would stop at 6 seconds, and then 4 seconds to think on where they were.
Well, no, they had
the reason why he memorized because he just needed to know. He just needed to hear "time is up," so he can memorize where she was. So, if you close your eyes and say something,
"Time is up,"
I would know you're coming from there. If you had said it in front of me or behind me, all you would need to do is just listen for that one thing, and you'd be able to figure out where you were. So, it could be you, Nate, Kim, and Kev.
Yeah.
If you said "time is up" and you're in front of me, that means Kim's behind me.
Yeah.
And that's how he solved it. The doll freaks out, explodes, it shows a key, and they start leaving the room.
Explode and everything.
Yeah, they start leaving the room. And
they pick the key up.
Yeah, so they're just like, okay, we have to leave.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see this dude
running down the hall.
He was like, "Oh God,
freaked
save me,
out.
Save
freaked
me."
out.
And then you see another one of these dolls flying towards him. He was like, "I'm so lonely. I want friends."
And he says, "Hold hands, hold hands."
Yeah. So they end up holding hands, and that apparently wards off this demon doll.
He's just like, "Oh, you're friends. Oh, okay, whatever." And you see him wander off, all lonely.
Yeah, and then you see Ichigo getting chased this time.
Now you meet
and then
the other ones.
No, Ichigo was by herself. Remember?
Yes.
And
but
that's when he lets go of the girl next door, and she looks like kind of hurt because
she looks kind of hurt because she's like, hey, I just
came back into your life, and
you
care about another girl.
Yeah,
like it was like maybe she assumed that was his girlfriend.
Yeah,
but like he saves Ichigo by grabbing her hand before the monster can get her.
It was more of a spur of the moment type.
Yeah,
thing.
He wanted to save her.
He's like, I need to
save everybody.
I need to save everyone. We all need to leave together.
So he ends up saving her, and then you meet everybody else, and then you find out that Sataki's still alive. He survived his game. And then he snaps the neck of the guy's hand he was holding.
You see 3 keys land in front of them as they're talking about 3 keys. Because they only have 4.
Yeah, they have 4 keys. 3 keys from these 2 guys that were in there.
Because you figure out...
No. 2 keys from 2 guys that were already in there.
Just randomly.
And then 2 keys from the guy that was running to begin with.
Yeah.
And then,
so they're like, okay, we have 4 keys in total. And mind you, this game you have to have 7 keys.
7 people, 7 keys.
7 people, 7 keys, and you have to turn the keys simultaneously at the same time.
Yeah,
so it's like, holy crap, we need 3 more keys.
Yeah, we need 3 more keys and one more person.
3 keys just land in front
of
them.
And they're like, what the hell?
You're
and then
thinking,
you see...
as the person watching it, I was like, okay, holy crap, the demon just came back and he's using those as bait. That's what I thought. I was like, people are going to die.
I had a feeling Sataki was that dude.
And Sataki just
and I thought he just killed... I literally thought he just killed all the people.
They said, we need... One person says, we only need 7 people.
We just need one person.
And he just goes, okay, that's fine. I'll make it. Snaps the neck.
Mortal Kombat style.
Just Mortal Kombat style. Snaps the neck. And then he snaps it again for good measure.
Like double tapping it.
And he just drops the body and then grabs the 3 keys.
Immediately one of the guys, I think it was Iji.
He goes, do you know him?
He was like, I don't trust a murderer.
He goes, I don't trust a murderer. Are you friends with him?
That's when Sataki was like, oh, of course me and him are friends. We're best friends.
We're friends.
And he has like a really sick, evil smile.
The reason why he says this is because you see Sataki, he blackmails him, basically, because he has a picture of him in the mouse suit.
Oh, yeah, trying to look intimidating.
He feels that it's embarrassing. So he's like, holy crap.
This is literally playing out like a high school thing. Like,
yeah,
you had
very, very high school embarrassing. I don't want to look like this type person. And he's just using it to his advantage.
So you go on to game 4.
Go on to game 4. This is the one that I like.
And it's literally a white bear saying, I hate black-hearted people.
Yes.
I hate lies. Tell me the truth.
And the game will end. That's what he says. So you're sitting here like, okay, that's going to be very easy.
Yeah, the first question is like, what is your favorite food?
And like when he says what is, he waits. He goes, what is? And he looks super angry. Jumps up in the sky.
Oh yeah, and he's a snowboarding polar bear.
Yeah. Straight up hippie looking like type thing. Just abstract type.
Like it looks like a paper mache.
Very much so. And jumps up in the sky and then lands back down. All happy. What is your favorite food? And you're just like, huh? Well, that's
okay. So like everybody's like saying, like for instance, like they mean
like I would be like lasagna because like that shit's the bomb.
I'd be cheese because I love cheese.
Like and
you got like somebody saying ramen. You got somebody saying meat. You got somebody saying. And like the way that
you get one guy that says parsley.
Parsley. Like who the fuck says parsley?
Who says parsley? Like
but that was a red herring.
It was a big red herring. So you're automatically like
that motherfucker's lying.
He's the liar. He's the liar.
But
straight
at
up.
the same time, you doubt yourself.
Yeah, because
you see
the antagonist. He's
just smirking. He's like
meat. And so you're just like, okay, wait, no, it's him.
But at the same time, it makes sense because who the fuck doesn't love meat?
Yeah, and so it's just like, well, okay, holy crap.
Okay, but at the same time, you think everybody just said the truth.
So everyone said the truth.
And then he was just like, someone's lying.
How could you do this? Someone's lying. And
what did I tell you? He was like, you got 2 minutes to figure out.
The rules were stated, if they lie, they have to sacrifice a person. And they have to do it within 2 minutes, or else everybody dies.
And not everybody dies.
Yes, no, they all die.
Oh yeah, they all die unless they sacrifice a person.
Yes.
So everybody's like, no, it's you.
Crap,
how do you know? Like, how do you know what your favorite food is? And everybody's giving out like their answers. Mm-hmm. But the only one that doesn't give out an answer is Sataki. Yeah. He's just laughing. He's just enjoying this.
He's enjoying.
He's chaos embodied.
No one's asking him questions. Except one guy walks over to the guy that said parsley and says, "Who says parsley? You're the one that's suspicious. You're acting funny." And
like,
so he starts pointing him. He says, "You're the liar."
And then they tell the polar bear, he's the liar.
And the polar bear looks at Shiitake because he's the only one that hasn't made his decision. And he says he is the liar. And that's when Shino, right? Or
Shun. He doesn't say anything. He's like trying to stop it.
He's trying to stop it because he's like, no, he's not. It's a red herring.
No, he's not saying it's a red herring. He was like, we haven't made our decisions, but it was a majority vote.
And two people were pointing at him. So
three.
The bear, three. And the bear looks at him and says, okay, then.
Okay, you're dead.
You're dead. Bam, he's dead. So it's like, holy crap, now it's
Next
down.
one. Do you like
the main protagonist? And one person says no. And the other person says yes.
Oh no, so it goes like this. It was like, do you like Shun? And
Takada.
Takahata Shun.
Takada Shun.
And
they
so
one person
immediately
says no.
the two guys that you meet that you meet inside the class the room first, we don't even know who the hell this guy is.
We don't like him. We don't know him. Then Shino or
Shiitake, he was like, oh, of course I like him.
Yeah, he's like, I like him. And then that's
when
the
they go to the girls.
Says, what about the two females? One girl says, well, given that me and him known each other since we were young, which
of course
is
I like
Ichika. She goes, of course I like him since,
I
also have a feeling, may have feelings for him. So yeah, of course I'm going to have to say yes.
And then the
other girl says yes.
Well, she was like, I like him.
I like him. And so
then
he smells again.
You think the game's over right there.
They're like, holy crap, okay, they just won, everyone
was right. And
then
he looks at Shun. He was like, do you like yourself?
And Shun says, no, I don't.
I've never liked myself.
And so you're thinking, okay, the game is definitely done because he was hella deep with his answer.
And he's just like, I smell another liar.
There's a liar.
And who among you is lying?
So now they have to find out who's the liar.
So, again, they immediately think it's Satake because...
It's Satake.
Why the fuck is this crazy dude saying that he likes him?
Yeah.
Especially if he's killing everybody. And he was like... He's basically your stereotypical,
very hardcore stereotypical antagonist.
No, but not the antagonist.
We don't... I am just gonna cause trouble just to cause trouble.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember the word. I said it when we were watching the movie.
The type of movie arc type.
No, the type of personality.
I would say Joker.
No, I mean not Joker, but I'm talking about the personality, when you're sick in the head and you enjoy seeing chaotic things.
Oh, psychopathic tendencies.
Not just that. There's another personality
Sociopath?
Sociopath, thank you. Sociopath. He's a sociopath. Because
hardcore sociopath.
Yeah, he says, killing and love are the same thing to me.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I want to kill him, but I love him. In a non-gay way. I'm assuming, for all we know, he's probably yes in a gay way.
No.
But he's saying...
To him, love and pain are the same
thing.
But
yeah, he's pretty much saying, I'm not lying. Yeah. He was like, what about you two? You guys don't even come to our school. How do we know you don't like them? And then that's when they explained, well, that's true. They're not in our school. And it was like, and you go to his school, so you have to, and you obviously do like him. They point at the other shy girl, and they're like, you've never even been. We don't even know who the hell you are. You probably don't.
You don't know anybody in here.
Ichika saves her for the moment, saying no. She goes to our school.
Yeah.
And then that's when the polar bear says, you have 10 seconds to tell me who the hell.
And so that's when everyone points to her.
Yeah.
They had three people
the two guys point to her.
And
Shiitake
points to her.
Satake
points to her. And the two guys point to her.
I've been calling him a type of mushroom this entire time.
Yeah.
Shiitake. Satake, he ends up
so three people.
And Shun is trying to stop him. Stop pointing at her. And he's smacking his arm, but he's still pointing. And then he's the polar bear is winding up. And goes there. I really, really like you. Punches her.
Basically, she confessed her love. She
moments
before
dying.
Love, moments before dying.
You see Shun break down.
He's done. He is a broken man at this point. There is no ounce of heroic tendencies in him at this point in time.
But at the same time, he notices.
He notices
something that nobody else besides Sataki noticed.
Yes.
And Sataki said, "I've known this in the beginning."
And he goes, "Oh, now you finally understand.
You finally get it. It's the bear who's been lying the entire time."
And so he goes, "You're the liar. You're the bear. You're black.
You're not even white. You're black." And like that's when you see. He was like, "How did you know?" And he was like, "When you killed her, I saw your paw. The blood was wiping away the white paint on his skin."
And so they basically went through that for nothing.
Yeah.
The deaths were for nothing.
It's down to the final five.
The final five.
Which is the two guys that they met when they got to the key room. Sataki, Ichika, and then Shun. And it's a game of kick the can. The way that they explain it is one person's. It's basically like
one
hide
person.
and seek.
It's like hide
and seek.
No.
Kick the can.
It's like Call of Duty's search and rescue. If the search person had no team and he was out to kill the entire team, and the rescue party had to save themselves.
It's a combination. I've never played kick the can. At least.
It's
basically what it is one person's the bat, one person's it, or as they say, the devil,
the demon,
the devil, or the demon, and everybody else has to hide.
Yes.
The only way that he can start looking for you
is if he
gets if he gets the can off the perch and places it in the circle.
In the middle of the circle. So you see a can placed at
and it's high.
It's high. It's like about, I would say like about 10 feet off the ground.
Yeah, 15 feet.
At least 10 or 15 feet off the ground.
And
it's pretty up there.
He ingeniously, we're not going to tell you how.
And we're not going to tell you how because stupid trajectory straight.
He gets the can stupid. With ease. Moments after they leave.
I would say like about maybe 5 to 6 minutes after they leave.
Not even 5. I would say about a minute or two.
A minute or two. But
to finish up the rules.
Yeah.
They have until sundown, so maybe 20, 30 minutes.
He can't capture you unless he sees your face.
Yes.
So he cannot say your name. If he says your name, you're captured. You're put in a jail cell type thing, and you wait. He
wins.
He wins once he reaches 2 or 3. Three or four captures.
Because there's only 4 people, and they said 3 or more, so it's either 3 or 4.
3 or 4 captures, and this all happens before sundown.
And so what ends up happening is,
the demon has to smash the can.
This is the part where
to smash the can at that point.
Yeah, this is the part where I honestly will say I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds because this is where we're gonna get into massive spoilers.
Major spoilers.
Okay, so starting now, 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're still here?
5, 6. Go see this move. 7, 8.
Click.
9.
Click off of it. Hurry.
10. Okay. Spoilers.
Well, if you're still here and you're still watching, we're telling you this is major spoilers.
We've been spoiling somewhat of the movie the entire
time. But we haven't told you how they die, except for the beginning, because the beginning is a given. You're gonna see it.
Well, we're not even gonna go into the depths of every game.
Yeah,
we're just gonna talk about how the ending is.
It's points on what's gonna happen, what's to come, and the endings on how
fucked up this movie can get.
It's so dumb. It can screw with you, but
the everybody but Shun gets captured.
Yes,
because you can immediately know who the hell.
This is where I say that
who the hell the demon is.
Ichika from the beginning. Whenever I was talking about how she's a really good actor and how she can take things. She brought real tears. At this point, she's giving a monologue. She's telling Shin, don't show up. I don't like what he's saying about you.
No, she says, I don't even like you. I don't want to see your face.
I don't like you. She's basically trying to get him to not come out here. She doesn't want him to.
She doesn't want him to skip safe.
She wants him to stay safe, survive, live, and then die.
Because Sataki, who is the demon, he says, I don't even care about capturing you, man. Just come out here.
Just come out here. Me and your friends. We will both live. We're God's children. We're destined to live.
He was like, you're the only reason. Pretty much, he's pulling a Batman and Joker on him.
He's just like, come on, man.
You're the only reason I see fit.
He's basically the Joker trying to tell Batman, look, you can't kill me, so just, you know what? Let's just be friends. Fuck it.
And by the way, give credit to Action for pointing that out. He said
yes, Action brought that out. He said he's a damn good. If this was an Asian Joker, he would be it.
Then Shun would be Asian Batman.
He's so good.
Yeah,
so
he's
good.
Probably the second best actor.
He like in my mind, he played the part of
Rival.
That in
he's the
type
total
of acting,
opposite.
There's a type of acting.
Antagonist?
No. There's a type of acting.
Method acting?
Method acting. He is such a good method actor. He could bring you to tears, and he's the antagonist. That has never happened in a movie for me. I legitimately felt pain for this dude. I was like,
because
wow.
he's literally saying I don't.
He's like, I don't.
He says, I hate this world.
I hate it. I hate it.
He was like, I hate this world, but
I get to kill people.
He was like, I was meant for this. I was meant to be a God's child.
I'm the strongest. I'm the strongest.
He was like, this world needs to be rid of weaknesses.
Yeah, they're weak. They're weak. They're never going to survive. And so, Asuka's just like, you don't come out here. I don't believe what he's saying. This is not you.
Yeah, Shun ends up coming out with a suit of armor. And it looks like it's heavy, like a couple of 100 pounds.
You're thinking, okay, maybe he's playing it off. Maybe this is like horrible.
And he actually says, he was like, I figured the game out.
Yeah.
You can't win if you can't see my face, so you can never catch me. So he's moving super slow to try to kick the can.
Super slow to kick the can.
But it backfires. And I think
takes off his helmet.
Yeah, he ends up getting the helmet taken off.
And he goes, Takada-san, captured. And I was like, oh, man.
Yes.
That's hella crazy. He just captured the main protagonist.
But then you realize...
Game is over. Then you realize, wait...
He chained him.
He chained him. Wait. He's walking and you see him just struggle at a moment. You hear change. You're like, wait, what just happened? And you see this chain around his belt.
And he was like, you can't
oh,
win.
dang. This is insane. So you're thinking, oh, okay, what's going to happen? What is he doing? And you just see him fall backwards.
Yeah.
And he just falls.
He falls over the...
He falls over. He sacrifices himself from what you think. You're like, oh, dang.
And that's when...
He just killed himself.
Yeah, that's when Sataki pulls...
And he
starts pulling the chain. He was like, no, fuck you, I'm going to win.
And you're just sitting there like, wait, what?
And then you realize that...
can do this?
You're literally seeing the armor like more
just
loose.
Lift up, more loose. It starts lifting up.
And you realize...
You're like, wait,
Shun is no longer wearing the armor.
He's not in the armor. Where'd he go? And you see him come out from a different frame, out of shot. He comes into the thing and says, now I got this. And he starts walking,
but he's
limping.
Struggling.
He's struggling. He is spent. Every type of energy he's got is gone.
If there's anything that I love about our friend Nate, is his reactions to crap like this. Like, he was like, bullshit! That's fucking bullshit! Like, he is, like, super invested in this to the point where, like, he is calling bullshit on the fact that this guy is, like,
pulling up this 100-pound piece of armor just like
this
nothing.
Is when you still assume the body's still in there.
Yeah, you're assuming that the body is still in there.
He's
so
like,
how is he able to pull this up?
A guy...
It's like stupid strength. And you're like, what? Wait, the antagonist is not supposed to do this. This is not supposed to be a something.
And of course, I'm making my jokes. I'm just like, Japan, bro.
Yeah, Japan. Like, come on. You gotta think about it.
If you have a weird hairstyle and a weird color, you're going to have, like, Super Saiyan strength.
Dumb strength. But... that's not the way that they were going about it. They wanted this to not be the regular horror story that you come across, where it's just the antagonist and the protagonist.
He pulls up
this suit of armor, and you're just
unchains
like,
himself,
whoa.
And they're both running at this point.
They sprint full force,
and that's when Shun kicks it, and they're just like,
and it
everybody
off
get
the
back
thing
because
they think that the can's gonna explode because that's what's stated in the rules in the beginning. That once
the can hits, everybody like
everyone's
does that, including Shun and Sataki.
The person has to do the ultimate sacrifice. Kill themselves for the entire team. So is what they were thinking.
They pretty much do that, and then the Russian nesting dolls in this game, pretty much saying like, "Oh, we lied.
There's no explosion. There's no explosion." But here's the people that live, and you think everyone lives. So you're like, "Oh shit! They just won the game. They get to go home." So it opens up. You see ice cream in there. They're all having fun. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
sweet.
like they pretty much are like, "Hey,
the
game
you won." You're thinking, "Oh, okay, so everybody gets to live."
And then you realize, like after this kind of heartfelt moment between Ichika and
really
Shun.
Good heartfelt moment between the main hero and his girl. So you're thinking, all right, the hero's
he's
getting
already
the girl.
asked her out.
The hero's getting the girl because he's asking her out. He's got the girl, and then I don't know you see the mood switch.
Sataki is like depressed. He was like, I should have won this. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
He's salty as fuck.
He's salty, and so he
just throws his ice cream on the ground.
He throws the ice cream on the ground, and then
everybody else is like,
the mood switches.
And then she was randomly. Like, I don't want to go with.
She's like, I'm sorry.
I
don't think I can go out with you. And at this point,
that's when he looks
at the thing and he goes, oh wow, I must be lucky. And he looks at her and he starts talking to her and he goes, why? And then she starts talking to him more and more.
He notices his popsicle starts melting. Says, you live. And he goes, wait, what? And then she shows him hers, and it says, you die.
You die. And so
that's when you realize.
And I gotta give myself props. I didn't think I was gonna get it right. The first one that I was like, watch. Sataki is like, he's gonna die, and so you see he got kicked out, and I was like, I called it. Of course I was wrong.
Yeah.
And then the second time I was like, watch the ice cream be
like
poison
or something.
Watch it be poison.
He got it right.
I got it right.
Technically.
The ones that
said you lose ends up dying.
Poison. They
didn't get poisoned.
Well, they died.
It just had the symbols of
you lose.
And so this fourth Russian nesting doll, because it's three.
No, it's still the third nesting doll. The third nesting doll says
pops open,
you need honor,
endurance,
intelligence, endurance, intellect, and then the last one pops out.
And he's just like,
on his chest you see the symbol for luck, and you're like,
no.
What? And then
that's when you see Shiitake pick up his, and it says you live,
and you're like, what?
He has that sadistic smile on his face.
Just like, what? He gets to live? Everyone else gets to die? So all three of them die. The three that
they end up getting evaporated by this laser.
This laser just coming straight from his eyes, just done on the smallest little Russian nesting doll, gone, right?
And that's literally...
It zooms out, it shows the crowd. Then you see flashbacks of this guy. He randomly
throughout this entire movie, you see two people.
You see two random people that
you see
a random dude that looks like
Shang
Tsung, like really old and aged.
The funny thing is, before Kev made the joke of that being Shang Tsung, there's also a fat dude who's like the professor or something like that.
Yeah,
he looks like an Hayachi from Tekken, but like if he was retired.
Overweight. Retired.
He had the thin Fu Manchu and the little spiky hair
on the sides. It was great.
It was hilarious.
But
before he said Shang Tsung, he goes
you also see a third guy. You don't know who he is. You just see a third guy, and he seems to be a hermit.
Oh no, I was still talking about. Shang Tsung. Before Kev said Shang Tsung, I was like, holy shit, it's Japanese Jesus, because he has long hair, goatee.
Yeah, like you think he's like
a random homeless guy,
poorest of the poorest. Something's gonna happen to him. You think he's gonna die. That's what I thought. I thought this dude was gonna die.
Turns out he's God.
Turns out he's the one that was mastermind behind the whole thing. You see another guy that has like zero things to it. It makes no sense why they put him in there. He's in there researching about the God's children, which is what they're calling them, and he tells his mother...
He's watching hentai on the side.
Yeah, he's watching hentai on the side, and then
his
mother's coming up to the door feeding him, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm gonna go out. Get the
fuck out of here.
I'm gonna go out for a moment."
But when she's trying to tell him, "Are you still in there? And get the fuck out of here. Leave my food on the floor."
Yeah, he gets out and he's just like, "Yo, I'm gonna go out for a moment." And he goes, "I'm gonna go save the world."
And he's wearing a badass
kind of like
old school
Itachi, like if Itachi was just about to go out and slaughter his entire fucking village. It's insane.
So you see one of the Russian nesting dolls, and it's talking to Shun and mainly Shun, but it's talking to also Sataki.
Yes, and talking to everybody else on the outside that can see this cube.
Yeah, you see the Russian nesting doll is not talking to the cube. I mean, it's not talking to the people. It's not talking to the people. they just pretty much saying
like, these are the survivors.
Yeah,
it's pretty much what it says.
Everybody's cheering them on. They're actually going to be lowered down.
You see them step out on top. They're on top of the cube. And they're out.
You hear Shun say, "No." Sataki says, "We did it. We're God's children. We get to live in this new world that's going to be determined on who's strong, who's smart, and who's weak." And that's when Shun says,
"I don't.
This is all a game. I don't like this.
I don't like
There
this.
is no God." And then that's when one of the Russian SDL says, "You're wrong, because look at all the games." So like, and earlier on, one of the characters says like every last syllable gives you a clue on what the next game is going to be. It's a wordplay. Yes,
it's a wordplay. And so Shun is the only one that figured it out.
No, he didn't figure it out.
Yes,
because the Russian Nessidal said.
Yeah, but Shun was the one that figured it out because he was the one that said Doru na ma. The last one has to be an M-A syllable. Was that one of the other guys that died?
That was one of the other guys that died.
Okay, that was one of the other guys that died.
When it comes to the ending, the Russian astronaut was like, "Yeah, the last are K-A. What do you think it is? It's God, or Kami in Japanese."
Yes.
And that's when you see God in this movie, and it's that homeless dude.
Yes.
And that,
so it's Doru Namaka.
That's when you see. That's when you see Shun turn around and the movie ends.
And so you're like, what's going to happen?
What the fuck? Like
apparently
there was supposed to be a part 2.
There was supposed to be a part 2?
No, apparently there might still be.
There might be.
It's a manga, so I would definitely look it out.
I haven't seen it. I'm going to start looking for it as well. I mean, in overall aspect, would this be a coal or gem?
I say it's a gem.
I say gem as well. I wouldn't say it's a coal because it's not. It wasn't a complete bust. Yes, the ending leaves you on a hook because it's like
but
maybe
it's
there's a
supposed
second.
To because
but it's like
this is the first part.
If anything that I could tell for the writers or the director, make a second video. If you're watching this and you are 100% wanting to make a second video and you're like, oh, maybe this didn't have a good following. This has a good following. I want to see a second movie.
Look it up, find it.
Too good.
Stream it, like somehow get a hold of this movie.
It's a really good movie. It's a gem. It's something I wouldn't put it on.
Honestly, I'm thinking about doing a follow-up video.
In my aspect on where it ranks on my movie system, this is under Berserker for me because Berserker was something that when I first got into it, I was like, oh man, this is insanely gory. I love it. I love gory animes. My second,
if you don't know Berserker,
was originally Blood Plus because I love Blood Plus. It was such a good gory anime, and then you show me God's Will movie, and I'm just like, that's number 2. That is my number 2.
Honestly, if we were ever, and I'll let you know what it is. Mm-hmm. I can actually look it up, even so that way you can get a better feel for this. Let me show you. But if we were doing the Aino rankings. This is what it goes down to, Brandon, and this is just so you can give a little bit of a better view on this. Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Click this up. Okay, here we go. So these are the I know ratings. Da fuck means the movie's so bad it makes you say da fuck. Don't waste your time on it. That's not logical. There's a lot of problems with the movie, but yeah, with so much that it makes it hard to enjoy.
Yeah, no.
Netflix, it means just watch it whenever you get the chance to on the internet. You know, Redbox, Netflix, Hulu, Vudu. Wait for it means it's not a bad film, but I wouldn't rush to go see it opening weekend. Go see it means it's a good movie. Go see it the opening weekend. You have to. And then you got Nerdgasm. Nerdgasm pretty much means what the name implies. It's so good, it just gave you a nerdgasm.
See, honestly, in this retrospect of where I would place this in the I Know rankings, I would say Nerdgasm. That would be for me, signed, sealed, approved.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's honestly, too good. Too good, because you have a character that is the main protagonist who's not only a hero who played an action hero, but he's a TV show action hero. Yeah. He actually played the hero part, and he played it very well.
And he plays a different type of hero.
He plays a different type of hero. He plays the serious, very sad
emotionally
hero.
Distraught
very,
hero.
Very emotional. and it shows the level of acting skill that he has that cannot be matched on par with anything, because he had that will to play such a serious role, and given his skills in TV shows and
I'll tell you right now,
shows,
Sota Fukushi, who's the main character,
he looks like a 20-year-old, and you're like, okay,
well, he's in his 20s.
Like you're saying, okay, the only thing that I could see him with the baby face is he's
like
not
a hero.
Of,
love
he's you're gonna see him either die in the first book. Like what you're saying when you see him is like he's dead. He's gonna die. He's the first one to die.
And I can tell you right now, like I've stated earlier before, Sota Fukushi is Gentaro from Kamen Rider Forze. He's the main character. He is Kamen Rider Forze.
I mean, with that rap
so
sheet,
anybody from the Tokusatsu fandom would know him. And I can guarantee you, anybody who's seen him would know. Like
anybody in Japan that have seen that show. I mean, think about it. You know how much that probably went through in the box office. How much of the acting skill he's got. Yeah. I mean, with that rap sheet of being like not only an action hero but a kid's action hero,
he's basically,
and coming into a serious role and fulfilling it.
Yes,
that's something that you haven't seen. I mean, the only one that could probably match that here in the States, if I could put my finger on it, the closest thing that would come close is probably Justin Timberlake, because he started his role. He started his as part of a Mouseketeer. He was part of Mickey Mouse's Clubhouse, and he went from acting straight into
music and
just
some
boom,
roles.
One hit role, boom, he was gone. He was off the charts. Like that's the only person that I could possibly think.
I was gonna say more along the lines of The Rock, because normally you
because
you don't normally see anybody jump from one thing that they're known for,
from WWE straight into acting and
like he had his stinkers. Let's not give him too much credit. But now he's one of the highest paid actors.
I mean, in my opinion, the only one that I had a problem with was the Scorpion King because of how it was written. But he's had roles that were so serious, and then just roles that weren't serious, like Tooth Fairy. Mm-hmm. Super comedic, super innocent, not the type of roles that you would see The Rock in. Yeah. That he's normally the action hero. He was playing a comedic role as the Tooth Fairy, and he played it very well. And then he went into Walking Tall, and you have him playing a serious role as a broken down cop. Like that's something that you can't see. Yeah, not too much, and he had it. I 100% say this is a gem.
Yeah, this is a gem.
This is a gem. This is like going on Netflix and looking at a random movie that you thought was bad, and you end up liking it.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Just to cutting you off, but this review has been going on for over an hour.
This has gone for an hour. This is going to be a really good.
So from Felt Fortitude, from In Our Nerdy Opinion, guest joining with XtraZen. Honestly, it's a gem. Go watch it. Love you guys.